at you. You're average at best.
I hate when guys text you, did you take the plan B? No. I forgot.
Sit back.
Yes. And welcome to another session, another stream podcast. We're going to call it here on the Chaos Rain channel. As you know, I go by the name Chaos Rain here. Chaos. And today's stream, I have some special for y'all. As you know, if you read the description, besides the nice little thumbnail or whatever the thumbnail is depicting today's stream, I have a wonderful guest. Me and him going to have a discussion, chopped up, on things, and go into the subject at hand. But before we begin, I like everybody to make sure that to subscribe to the Chaos Rain channel. You know what to do. You hit the red button and the top notification bell for uploads and live streams here on the Chaos Rain channel. Also, follow me on Twitter at Chaos Rain 7. And you can now follow me on Facebook as well. Eric Rain on Facebook. These are links. And also I have a Discord service as well. So if you be so kind to subscribe to the or follow me on Discord as well. I'm trying to build that following up as well. What else? I'm just looking at things. I'm just going through my little channels. So I'm slowly checking some things. And I always like this little housekeeping. Keep things nice and fresh. All right. I look like it's everything. Did I miss anything? Did I get before the billions? Nope, I got that. All right, so let me lower this. Okay. What else other announcements I have? I don't think I have anything else. I think we should be all set. So no further ado, I bring the first time on as a guest on my channel, the one and only JSHINE. What's good, JSHINE?
What's good, brother? Can you hear me?
I hear you well, man. I think this is the very first broadcast we did together, personally.
Well, I got you as a special guest, right?
Yeah, as a special guest. Before we go into the subject at hand, what's been good, JSHINE? I haven't seen or heard from you a while. So what's good?
Nah, man, just been living, man. Traveling, doing a lot of traveling. My itinerary is crazy, and I just been doing a lot of travel. My daughter's leaving soon, so doing as much, hanging out with her as possible, and just kicking with my mini me, and even when she's not around, I go do other things, and I just had to back away from the internet for a while and live life. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I've been doing, living life and working on personal stuff, dealing with family stuff. I got a lot coming up. I got a lot of travel coming up. I got a lot of things to do, a lot of people to see. So I just been busy.
Okay. Excellent. Because I think you serve right now. Is it been like almost 20 years now since you've been in the service? Now, isn't it been?
Well, no. I never did 20 in the service. I was in the service, but I've been I still work for the military as a civilian.
Okay.
And I wore all three hats. I've been a soldier, I've been a contractor, and federal employee, civilian.
Okay. Oh, that's good. That's good.
I'm still DOD, but I'm not in uniform.
Okay, excellent. Okay. All right. As you know, JSHINE, I'm still doing this thing here, man. Still trying to get to that certain mark, and then after that, I decide what to do with this. The Chaos Rain, thing.
Yeah.
It is very much challenging personally, but I still grind out of it regardless of all the issues this website gives me personally. Because I don't.
Yourself?
Well, right now, here on this website, particular, I'm doing it myself. I'm talking about YouTube, especially.
Right.
Personally, I'm it is complaint, but not much still because it comes with the territory. Personally, I think like what my good friend Obadiah has said, for the last 10 years, this website has changed drastically than what it was supposed to be, but is expected because you don't create a brand or a product or anything and not intentionally need some other third parties to support it,
There you
in
go.
my opinion. And that's how business goes. You know, if people were so reluctant and care about it, they would throw their monies into it personally.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But we all
Wait.
know when it comes to not just other groups of people, us as a race, we don't like to support or pour money into things that has somewhat of value or could make it something small to something bigger.
Or things that's constructive.
Yeah. Yes. Correct.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. What part of the country you from, boss? I never asked
oh,
you this.
no, I'm born here in America. I'm born right here in America.
No, I'm saying what part?
Oh, you know.
What region? What area? What, you know?
Oh, a
West
region
Coast? Yeah.
of here in the United States?
Yeah.
No, on the East Coast. I mean, that's as far as I'm going right now. You get me?
Okay. I got you.
Yeah, I got you. But real true, and cause we're from the same area up north, so you know how it
Okay.
is. Okay, but especially certain parts, especially the East Coast, very busy. You get me?
Yeah.
Depending.
I'm from Brooklyn, USA. I know.
Yeah, I know some people in Brooklyn, so yeah, I know the feeling. Yeah. But besides that, oh hey, Sexy Red, good to see you. So now let's get into the subject at hand. Let me get myself ready. Seeking power and the options of seeking power and what about you? Now, as you know, the premise of this stream, as you know, this goes a few months or a month and a half back when I remember from another stream how you had a conversation with other men in regards to certain women that's in a certain class and certain like the three areas that black people more Harvard because it makes the most money: entertainment, sports, comedy, etc.
Right.
That certain ladies are not always so reluctant to really settle down in their 20s, but in other words, they're trying, like one particular woman that, as you know, from them, Miss Lori Harvey, wants something much bigger than herself.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it made me think deeply about saying that a lot of men today don't understand that these women that are not willing to really settle down with you once you got your stuff together, they are trying to get bigger things in time, you know?
Right.
So to sit there and say that you're going to come back and get someone young, you're putting yourself a trick bag, especially in the first world nation we call America. Now, you get me? Because women are trying to get something much bigger than you and me. And either we respect it or not, this country gives them the luxury to do so. Yep. So I want to go more deep into this rabbit hole, that saying seeking power. What is it with our women that put themselves now than what the men are not really paying attention or even really keep it as more of an emphasis that for ourselves that we could do for ourselves, us working with other men, is the question.
Well, I think a lot of men, you know, they have more of a rosy colored, you know, view of life than women do. You know what I'm saying? I think the men want the nuclear family and, you know, the house with the white picket fence more than the women do. Now, for us, it would be, you know, the house with the garage, you know, pickup truck, you know what I'm saying? You know, lawnmower, you know, just a bunch of kids, a stay-at-home wife, you know, the cookie cutter dream or bullshit that was sold to people. But the truth of the matter is, people do what they can get away with. And if you give somebody, it's kind of like benefits. It's why they always never want to give people benefits, because if you start giving somebody benefits, it's hard to, you know, turn it off. Like, you know, you give somebody any type of welfare or something like that, you know, it's going to be hard to take it back from them. It becomes political. And that's what it is with sexual freedom with women. You know, you can't take it back from them. You know what I mean? You can't shut that valve off. These are human beings. And I think a lot of men miss that. You know, I think a lot of us objectify women and we forget that they're human beings and they're going to do what they can get away with. Now, our society, because we have a lot of men who are not handling business and they're not looking at things as business. They don't look at marriage as business. They don't look at family building as business. They get caught up in more of the nonsense than the women do. Yeah, the women are emotional creatures. When we get lost in thinking that, well, she's upset, she's hurt, she's alone, whatever, that somehow she's losing out. In a lot of cases, that's not the case. Women want freedom. They want freedom just like you do. Mm-hmm. Let's think about it. At the primal level, a man that has no controls, right? What do you do? He runs around, he gets women pregnant willy-nilly. You don't want to pay for shit. You don't want to take care of nothing. You don't want to be responsible for nothing. That's a man that's resting in his primal masculinity or his primal, nature. Women have a primal nature too because they're human beings, right? So they're in a society now where they can fuck who they want to fuck, be where they want to be, have cool kids who they want to have kids by, and then turn around and be like, yeah, marry me. You know what I mean? And the fact is, they think that's going to happen because men are out here doing it. Now, of course, there's been an awakening, if you will, or, a different discord with the men of late, of the last, 5 to 10 years, where that's changing, right? But still, that's because we're in this bubble on the internet. In real life, men are still wifing up women who have children. Let's go to the white community for a second. They might not do the baby mama thing as much as we do, but look at Trump. Trump has 3 baby mamas.
One just passed away, actually.
Yeah, exactly. One passed away. Yeah, Marvin Maples. You listen to the interview from Ivana before she passed away. She's cool with Milana, but she don't like Marla. Her and Marla got beef. Like, fuck that bitch. It's ratchet shit. Same shit that goes on in the hood. You know what I mean? We just hard on ourselves. We act like this stuff don't happen in other communities. The difference between us and them is that they have the title of ex-wife versus she has the title of just baby mama. But it's the same dynamic. It's all broken family, isn't it? Right? Yes. So the thing is, you have men out here who are wife men. Ivana Trump had 3 kids by Trump. And she still had 2 marriages after that. So that means it was 2 white men who married her after that. This is a woman that's been known to sleep with young men whenever on tap. The GOAT of all of this shit that we talking about, right? We just keep it neutral, no color right now. The GOAT of all time, the greatest of all time is late J-Lo. She's the GOAT, chaos.
I want to hear this.
She's the GOAT. She monkey branched from black culture, from being a fly girl to Wesley Snipes to later on, I forgot this other guy's name that she was dating before she got with Puffy. She got with Puffy, and then while she was being
I think his name is Mark Rubio. Is Rubio?
No. Mark Anthony came later.
Mark Anthony.
Yeah, he came later. I'm gonna get to him. So if you think about it, she's upgrading every time. You know what I mean? She's going from being just on TV to now being a co-star in the movie. You know what I mean? Getting cameos, playing the heartthrob to black men in movies, and then white men in movies. And then who's the hottest thing at the time? Bad Boy Diddy. I'm gonna latch on to him. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And then rock with him. Then from there, I go to Ben Affleck. As she's gaining in notoriety and getting movies deals and increasing her wealth, increasing her earning potential, she's moving up the ladder as far as status on men as well, right? So then she goes from serious relationship to serious relationship. But in between serious relationships, what is she doing? She's doing powerful shit. She's doing Me Too shit. She's fucking her dances. You know what I mean? And lesser men. You know what I mean?
Oh, I forgot about that.
Oh, you forgot about that. She had 2 of them. She even married one of them. See, I'm gonna tell you something about J-Lo and women like us. See, this is where men get it twisted. If they got us thinking it's just us that do this, right? But when a woman is in her primal femininity, she's on the prowl too. Hall & Oates used to have a song for it. It's called Man Eater. You know what I mean? The mean and hungry.
That came out. Actually, that song came out 40 years ago. Remember when I was listening and I tried to look that video up and I look at the date when that video actually came out. It was back in 1982. And I said, imagine this. We're looking at 40 years when I forgot the artist that made the song. And it ties into the modern era we're in today. That we got someone out here that are eating men. Literally.
Yeah, I look at J-Lo's eyes, I see nothing but a monster. She's a monster. Now let me finish this up real quick. So when
Go ahead.
she's with Diddy, she becomes a what? A pop star. Jenny on the block, right? And all that kind of stuff. Fat ass, fitting the black girl aesthetics. I'm Jenny on the block and all of that. Then she monkey branches to I'm a cookie cutter white girl hanging out the Boston Red Sox game with Ben Affleck. You see how she's moving? Then she goes from Ben Affleck to Mark Anthony, one of the biggest stars in Latin America. You know what I mean? And then what does she become? One of the biggest stars in Latin America. Peep game. Taking pictures with A-Rod, hanging out with A-Rod. They're just friends. Soon as she break out Mark Anthony, who's she with? One of the richest baseball players of all time. A-Rod. All right? Now, in between all these relationships, she's always fucking one of her young dancers. Don't forget that part. All right? She keeps one in her. All right? And now look who she's back with. Now she's hit the wall. She's old. She's over 50. Now look, she's back with another high value man. She's been monkey branching from high value man to high value man, right? And then fucking the gardener and the pool boy in between as she see fit. You know what I'm saying? So she's the GOAT of all time. But my point is, she's not an enigma. She's what a lot of women would do if they could do it. But again, remember, people do what they can get away with. If other women can do it, they would do it. Some women who've done it to a certain extent. Kim Kardashian has done it to a certain extent. Emma Rose has done it to a certain extent. Now, she hustled backwards. She kept going down because she doesn't have the same, smarts. Everybody doesn't have the same gift. You know what I mean? J-Lo is a GOAT, okay? Kim Kardashian is a GOAT, okay? He's a GOAT. Rihanna is a GOAT. Rihanna monkey branch from white boy to white boy when she was coming up in Hollywood. People like Leo DiCaprio had his way with her. You see what I'm saying? She had a reputation, and then she started messing with R&B guys, athletes. You see what I'm saying? And always in the middle of something. Now she did the half and half. She won't marry or whatever. She just have a fling with Drake, a fling with this guy, a fling. You know what I'm saying? To keep herself hot and relevant. Other women are attracted to this. Think about it from a primal standpoint. If you're a female that looks good and you want to be free in your life, you just want to do what you want to do. You don't want to be beholden to no housewife shit, no dream, no ideas, and none of that kind of stuff. You just want to be a bad chick. You want to express yourself how you want when you want to do it, and do what you want to do when you want to do it. These women are gods to them. You see what I'm saying? They're gods to them.
Wow.
They all trying to follow the same script, and then you go back to a chick like Lori Harvey. Lori Harvey is not looking at the men in front of her. She's looking at these women in front of her. She's looking at the J-Lo's and the Kim Kardashians, and she's like, I'm just as beautiful. This is a competition that's happening in front of our eyes and ain't got nothing to do with men. And men think they on top of shit. They think they're winning because they got the buns. They think they winning because they got the guts. Chris Brown used to fuck Rihanna. Wait, he winning now?
Nope.
See, sex is temporary, and sex is also equal. It's you're both giving each other pleasure. So just as much as she was giving you pleasure, and you get to get bragging rights for hitting her fine ass, she also got to get. She got ecstasy and got pleasure out of you too. So there's no real come up. So sex is not a come up, and a lot of brothers got to understand that women are using what they got to get what they want. Their flex is sexuality and beauty, just like our flex is muscles and athleticism or money and power. You understand me? This is their flex. That's why they're on Instagram all day. They're flexing.
Ooh.
These are power moves, and they get into that mugger. That's what runs the world. Money and politics, and everything with them is political. They've made their relationships political, power. They've made their breakups political, power. They're about power, and niggas is about pussy.
And they got the pussy, and they get the power. Well, we get just the pussy.
Now
and
granted,
the steep shit.
Now, granted, some of them might end up alone. Some might end up alone with a dog. You understand? But it depends on how they land. Did they get what they wanted? See, a chick like Vivica Fox will never submit. You know what I mean? She'll ride this shit alone. She'll Eartha Kitt this shit. You understand me? She'll never submit to a man. Period. Never. She's been She's been infected. She's been bitten, Chaos. You understand me?
Mm-hmm.
So she's always going to be like, I'm going to get a little work done. I'm going to get this twitched up. I'm going to catch me something. And somebody going to buy this. And somebody going to get me this. Somebody's going to do something for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the mentality. And you hear it all the time. So when you would tune into a Kevin Samuels show, that's what I was hearing from the women.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they over here arguing over what they deserve. we can't what they gonna get? Well, you can't tell. Why are you gonna tell me what I can't have? You know what I mean? Forget what he's saying for a second, right? Because everybody gets caught up in him dying alone and all his jargon and all that. Think about the mentality of the women keep calling in every week.
Mm-hmm.
They don't value family. Some of these women already have children. They don't care about finding a good man for their kids. They fuck them kids. I want what I want.
Facts.
They YOLO in this bitch. You understand me? And that's what the brothers don't understand. That's what brothers are losing when they're talking about the modern women. They talk about this woman all the time, and they don't understand nothing.
Mm-hmm.
They don't understand what they're dealing with. Because if you understood what you was dealing with, you understand the freedom that gives you as a man. Now I can be a complete savage out here now. I don't have to be, the love songs of the 80s, Chaos. I could be grabbed by the pussy, Trump style. You understand me?
Yeah.
I could be a savage because that's what I'm dealing with. I'm dealing with savages. There's too many bad women out here who can have. You can't tell me that Lori Harvey couldn't be married by now to a professional man making $800,000, $1 million a year. You can't tell me that's not possible for her.
She was putting herself, essentially got it 4 years ago, back in 2018.
She can do it now.
And she can probably still do it now. She can probably do it. Oh, she can do it many times.
Vivica Fox can do it right now. Vivica Fox right now can catch one of these doctors get off a divorce, a loaded motherfucker off a divorce right now, and settle down if she wanted to play her position. She don't want to play her position. You can't tell me she can't do that. She can. She can. There's a lot of tough dudes in the space, I know, that wouldn't, take a Kim Kardashian. Niggas out here will suck a fart out of Kim Kardashian. You understand me?
Facts. That's facts.
She can have what she want. They want what they have what they want. It's what it is. And you know what? And for all intents and purposes, it's like that for the average beautiful woman. She can have a family if that's what she wanted. It's not what they want, Chaos. They want power. And to them, the power for them. Now, this is where the women are wrong. What they think is power is not power. But I'm saying to them is power. That's why every time you look around, they talk about female empowerment. Their ass is out. See, their sexuality and being free with it is somehow powerful to them. See, this is a game. But the men who see the game, the world for what it really is, they're the ones that's really winning. But we're a minority. See, because most men are still dreaming. You know how I know? And you can't call me a liar on this, because if they wasn't dreaming, then why would we even have half the conversations we have in the manosphere? You wouldn't give a fuck. All for all intents and purposes, I don't give a damn what women do. They're not my family. They're not my daughter. They're not my sisters. I don't care. It's a free world. You breaking up, boss?
No, I just asked a question. Who's JSHINE from born raised in New York as well.
Hey, yo, Chaos, you breaking up, boss? You borging?
Oh, okay.
Hey, salute to the chat room. Chaos is borging right now. Let's see if he can get his connection right. Oh, I see my boy Alonzo in the chat room. What's up, Keep It 100? Yeah, you're right. J-Lo did keep herself up, didn't she? Didn't she keep 100? Because she about her business. That ass is business. J-Lo's a goddamn goat. My bad. Sexy Red JSHINE. That's my name. Just call me JSHINE, sweetheart. What up, Alonzo? Long time, boss. That's my brother right there. Yeah, Chaos and dropped off, so we'll give him a few minutes to come back. But E Black TV in the house. Like I said, I shout out everybody in the chat room. Let me go look and see who's in here. Yeah, Sexy Red in the house. Sexy Red TV. I don't want no problems. I got it right. SZ. J-Lo winning, boy. SZ said J-Lo has not hit the wall. Okay, that girl ain't shit. That girl ain't no joke. All right, so that's it. So E Black TV and keep it 100. Shout out to everybody who's here, man. Check me out, keep 100. Will do. I'll do it right now. So I'm waiting on chaos. I'm gonna copy your name and I'm gonna subscribe to your channel right now, boss. All right. Let's see if I can find you.
You get me?
Yeah, I can hear you, boss.
Yeah, keep going because for some reason my system's acting up. Keep going. I'm listening, Jason. I gotta fix this quickly.
Oh, I'm already subscribed to your channel. Keep it 100. Okay, I gotta turn the bell on then. I just turned the notification on. I'll check you out. Hey, Alonzo, I've been traveling, kicking on my kid, man. You know, she getting grown on me. So we doing grown up stuff, doing
right.
jazz fest and all that cool stuff. But you back, Chaos?
Yeah, let me talk on this one for now because the mic's not gonna be good, so bear with me with this one.
You sound clear.
Yeah, one thing, like you said before, a lot of these some B or whatever class they are ladies, actors, actors, etc. They're not in the business of trying to really say sit down and stay that wife role, all that stuff. Knowing the man has the money, correct? Those days are pretty much done. And I remember Mr. Brown been talking about this, you know. And I remember I had this conversation with Paco that a lot of men gonna have to adapt.
Oh yeah, that's definitely the adaptation because we were brought up with the same dream, and we thinking the women are on the same schedule, and they're not. The women are ahead of them, ahead of the men, and it's not really that women are ahead of men. It's that women tend to understand power more than men do, and it makes sense when you think about it, because for millennia, women had to gravitate the power for safety, you know, just for their survival. So they've been, you know, cultured to gravitate the power, to recognize power, to even manipulate power. You know what I mean? When you have certain type of personalities, you know, how many wars have been started by women, you know, manipulating the men, you know, you know what I'm saying? So when women understand their power and how to wield power from a feminine position, they're dangerous, you know, and it takes men of real sharp mind, of cunning, and general understanding that, and they have the ability to separate their emotions. You know, I'll give you a funny example. When I was a kid, you know that gin and juice.
I got to this quick call. Keep talking, I'm listening.
Okay, there was a gin and juice video by Snoop Dogg, and if y'all remember in the beginning, there was when he was calling his homies, and one of his homies happened to be in the sack with a chick, and he got the call, and he pushed his chick off, and then pulled his pants up and got up and go handle business. Now, let's be honest, brothers. How many brothers do you know, or even ask yourself, would you be able to do that? See, we put Panani over everything. And this benefits women in a lot of ways. If your man benefits sex over anything, that's not a good thing, sister, because that means if he's in a long-term relationship with you, that's his Achilles heel. That means that's the way a woman can come into your family, can interrupt your situation if he's that easy to get, if he's that simpish for sex. If he can't drop sex to go handle business, then he's a man that he's like, it's not, I won't say he lacks discipline. I'm just saying he has a weakness, you know. And when men can master, you know, putting down playtime for work time, for real time, that's when they taking it to the next level. And that's the only men that's going to be able to survive and have any autonomy, any agency, and any sanity in the world we in today. Because this world's not going back. I'm in Europe. These women out here bugging out. They wilding out in Asia. They practicing super hypergamy in Asia right now. The government in China is forcing women to go to couples dates and mixers and shit like that. This is on YouTube. This is real stuff, man, because people do what they can get away with. If a woman can take care of herself, access somebody else's money, i.e., make them somebody work for her, or she can go out and make her own money, whatever the case is, and her four walls around herself and a roof over her head, and she could buy her own luxury car, then that changes everything. You know what I mean? That's just reality, fellas. You know, and they're not going back. You know what I mean? The only women who are Susie homemakers are the ones who want to be.
And those women, in my opinion, that have no options personally, that want to go, that would be comfortable with that. But ones that got like that and around certain people, what? You can't tell them nothing, JSHINE.
Nah, I can't tell them nothing. It's like that. It's like that song, man, by the Doobie Brothers, "What a Fool Believes." You know, a wise man has no power to reason away, because whatever he sees, he believes to be. You know what I mean? And you know what I'm saying? That's the lyrics of the song, man. This is wisdom. We've been here before. This has been something that's been going on for a minute, and she's been constantly testing the waters and getting away with murder. And I'm gonna tell you, one of the areas that women get away with murder the most is women who do have fathers or stepfathers. They test those waters all the time. You know what I mean? And that's one of the first batteries in their back. You know, because when you can do what you want to do, and be a little slutty in high school, whatever the case might be, and daddy still loves you. Daddy's not kicking you out. See, remember back in the day, they had those songs like Papa Don't Preach and Love is a Battlefield, and you had all these runaway girls, and fathers were kicking their daughters out the house and all that shit when they were too wild. Remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
That was back in the day. That's when white girls were rebelling against their fathers, and there was something that was going on for like 20 years since the sexual revolution in the 60s, and they started putting in videos in the 80s. You see what I'm saying? You know, and this is something that's been going on. It's been a rebellion against patriarchy. That's what all of this is about. It's rebellion against patriarchy. But the fucked up thing about it is that patriarchy is what built the world, what maintains the world, what builds the world, and protects the world. You know, it's kind of like that girl, that shop that got. I mean, the Pink Book Lusters was talking about this the other day, but I peeped it too. But the lady whose shop got destroyed by those 3 Afro Latinas in New York.
Oh, they were Afro Latinas. I thought they were black.
Yeah, she went in on them, right? But then she went in on the men who stood around and did nothing. Now, hold on, time out. Now you want men to come in. You see what I'm saying? It's that kind of hypocrisy that's still going on with women, because women at their core still want to feel protected. There's still a little girl in every woman that still wants some type of protection, some type of safety. There's no way around it. I'm telling you right now, I could pull it out of the biggest bitch. I could pull it out of the worst bitch. I can go to the club tonight, meet one of the worst bitches in the world, attitude and all, and pull that little girl out of her. You understand me? Because it's still part of her DNA. But because of the social constructs and financial allowances, we get to play around with things. You see what I'm saying? We get to play around with the social order. Women don't build bridges. Women don't clean waterways and sewers and make sure that fucking cell towers are working and train. They don't lay tracks, and you see what I'm saying? So they click-clack with their heels around the world that the men built, the streets that men pave. So this is all a game. Because at the end of the day, she goes to her own apartment. You see what I'm saying? And that's her freedom. That's her safe haven. And you know, and you can't control her and you can't tell what to do. And that's what all this is about. It's rebellion against patriarchy. And the truth of the matter is, a lot of brothers ain't gonna like what I gotta say, but a lot of brothers out here, a lot of men today are not patriarchs. You're not. You're not built to be a patriarch. You don't think like a patriarch. You know what I mean? And you don't talk like one. I'm a patriarch. I'm now the patriarch of my family. My siblings, and even my mom and my stepfather, everybody looks to me. You understand me? That means that, but that comes with responsibility. There's phone calls I gotta take in the middle of the night that I don't want to take. There's information and conversations and shit I gotta hear. I really don't give a fuck about. I want to watch Stranger Things. I'm gonna go watch Top Gun. I don't want to deal with this shit right now. But I am the big brother in the family. I'm the oldest sibling. I'm the most experienced, the most knowledge. Have always been that way. And I'm a born leader. So I naturally became the family's patriarch. Even my sister's fiance calls me. You understand me? So I'm a patriarch. And my grandmothers groomed me. My grandmothers and her sister and my aunts, they groomed me to be a patriarch. We're not doing that today. Most women today are grooming their boys to be little
little girls, or whatever
little
you wanna call
girls or boy husbands and son husbands, and and they just as flamboyant and effeminate acting as their mother, because that's the problem solving that they've been learning how to deal with. You know how my grandmother taught me how to deal with a problem in Indiana when I had a fight, when I had a bully dealing with me, picking on me in Gary, Indiana. You know how she made me deal with that? She kicked me out the fucking house and made me go deal with that shit. She sucked her teeth and said, "Get out of here." This is a Jerry curl wearing missionary, old short lady. Go out there and fight him.
Get your ass beat. Learn the hard way. Try to get
learn how to be a man.
Yeah.
I see. She looked out there. She saw one kid. Man, get out of here. Close the door in my face. That's how we were built. That's how we were bred back in the day. They sent me to the store. Where's my change? Come back, go to the store next time. You come back with the right change. I told you to get me coffee. This is not coffee. This is brown. They send you to go pick up their stockings and shit from the corner store, from the bodega. Bodega got everything. Bodega got everything from bread to Skittles to stockings to, shout out to my New York niggas. They know what I'm talking about. But that's how I was trained to do right, to get the mission complete. I told you coffee, not brown. Now I got to walk back to the store in my church shoes. And I got to hurry up because we supposed to be late for church. So now everything is my fault. They were teaching me responsibility. They wasn't teaching me. They wasn't raising me to be a fucking nigga diva. They wasn't raising me to be pretty and to be a thuglet. They were raising me to be a man, to count your money, pay attention to detail. That wasn't what you was told. Why? Because the key to leadership is learning how to be a good follower. You got to learn to take direction before you give it. They trained me to be a patriarch. So every day, my mom, I love my mother, but she wasn't, she was running the streets when she was young, but she did do me a favor. She dropped me off at my grandmother's house twice, me and my brother. And I got to live with my grandmother, grandfather, and my aunts, and I got some old school teaching, Southern women. So I know who we are, but I also know when and where we are now as men in the time we're in. And we just got to recognize that reality. And the truth of the matter is, if you want things to change, you're going to have to create a new environment. You're going to have to make that change. You're going to have to create an environment and make it the way you want it to be. There's no way around that. You can't talk your way out of it. And you damn sure can't pray your way out of this shit. You can't pray your way to power, and you can't talk your way to freedom. It's just the way it is. You got to take what you want. And that's what power does. Power creates the morality. Power creates the rules. All right. So, those are everything that we do in life is politics. In every society, in every social group, there's power dynamics and politics at play all the time. You should know this. You was in high school before. You was in junior high school. It's the same thing at the job. It's the same thing in the church. It's bullshit. It's people being people, and it's politics and power dynamics. So a lot of this is mental. Paying attention, watching people, paying attention to what they like and what they don't like, and figuring out what the fuck they really want. That's what it boils down to. What does this motherfucker want from me? If somebody's being really nice to me, I'm like, okay, cool. But I'm looking at them like, what does this motherfucker want? And like, damn, Jay, why can't you just take the kindness? Nah, nigga, what do you want? People ain't just nice to me. You know what I'm saying? I could be wrong, but I like playing it safe. What do you want? State your business. Who goes there? I'm like that. I got the bow and arrow pointed at you. Who goes there? What do you want? State your business. And once I recognize what is going on, and if I feel it's genuine, whatever, we take it from there, then I'll let my guard down a little bit. But I'm always got an eye on you because I trust people to be people, and I'm always engaged in the power dynamics and the social apparatuses. That's how life is. There's no way around it. It's like that at work. It's like that in church. It's like that in school. You know what I mean? It doesn't change. Nowhere you go on the planet, it's the same everywhere I go. I've been everywhere from Belgium to Paris to UK. UK is fire, by the way. I got to go back to the UK. UK is off the hook. I live in Germany. It doesn't change, man. It's the same goddamn dynamics, just a different language. You know, it never changes. And people do what they can get away with. So let's get to the power dynamics. Before I get to power dynamics, make sure y'all can hear me. Because I think Chaos dropped off again. Can y'all hear me in the chat room? Just keep on it. Just throw a 1 if you can hear me. I really want to do this with Chaos here. I don't think y'all can hear me. Uh-oh. Okay, cool. All right, now I know y'all can hear me. Okay. All right, so let's give Chaos 1 more minute, I guess, to get here, to get back and go into these power dynamics. All right, so hopefully Chaos jumps back on. Let me get to it. So, number 1, I already told you the secret to the world. People do what they can get away with. That's power dynamic 1. Why is that a power dynamic? Because now you always understand that people are going to have an agenda. People are going to have an angle. That's just the way it is. Everybody wants and needs something. Everybody has a vice. One thing, we was talking about this earlier on Arts Channel about Richard Nixon. And one thing he did that's still in play to this day is that he criminalized people's vices. What are people's vices? I used to be a club promoter. And when you're a club promoter, you start learning people's vices. And that gave me power, right? It always gave me, at least it gave me an angle when dealing with people because I knew what they wanted. I knew what they like. I know what you like. So to make them happy and give them what they want, to make them be part of the scene, pay to play. You know what I'm saying? You rub that genie lamp. So always remember, people do what they can get away with. And when you see people doing what they can get away with, you're going to learn what their vices are. They go hand in hand. People do what they want to do if they can get away with it. And by them doing that, you learn what they like and what they want in the world, what they want in life. 2, always practice discipline. Always be disciplined. Discipline is paramount. You got to have control of your emotions. You got to know when somebody is getting under your skin. Why? Because when you're emotional, you're vulnerable. You're not paying attention to what's going on around you. It's impossible to do. When you're enraged, you don't see what's going on. You don't see really what's happening. You must be in control at all time. All right? And that starts with having discipline. Maintain discipline. So people do what they can get away with. Second dynamic is maintaining discipline. You maintain discipline, you'll always have balance. It's like Miyagi said, before you learn how to punch, you got to have balance. So if you have discipline and technique, right, you're going to have more powerful punches, right? It's the same thing in life. You got to have discipline because discipline will give you balance. It'll give you sight beyond sight. You better see what's going on around you. All right. I already know what I'm not going to do. I'll give you an example. You got a asshole at the job, a boss or something like that. Say you got a supervisor and they fucking with you and they doing certain things to get under your skin and it's beating you up and you're tired of it. And one day you want to snap on their ass. But see, now they got you. They got you. You understand? You got to maintain discipline at all times because if you maintain discipline, you can then focus on their mess ups. You can see the crack in their armor. You can see where they're fucking up. See, if you're not practicing discipline, you're always on defense. So you must maintain discipline. That way you can strike. That's how I've survived in, the corporate world and government because you're dealing with people and people are vicious. People will target you for no fucking reason at all. Some might because of racism, some because you're a man, some because they just don't like you, or just because they just ugly people. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what the reason is. All you matters to you is you defending yourself and making sure you're straight. So always maintain discipline. It gives you the best opportunity to overcome whatever circumstance or situation you're dealing with. Number 3, trust people to be people. I'm the most trusting person in the world. I trust people to be people. All right. I'll give you an example. And I've given this example before. I was at the DMV one time, and there was a sister behind the counter. And because I'm paying attention, right, to her, and I'm watching her because she's a person, and people are pretty much the same. I'm watching her. I'm watching her eyes. I could put myself in her shoes. I see she's frustrated. I see what's going on. There's a dynamic between her and her supervisor. Her supervisor's riding her, picking on her. That ain't printed out correctly. That ain't put over there. It's supposed to go in this bin. And I see she's sucking her teeth. So now, instead of me getting a bad service because this person's in a bad place, right? When I got to the counter, I did something that most people should recognize that you should do with other people. I saw it when she was frustrated. I see what was going on because I watched her. And I played off that. I threw a diss at her supervisor. Like, I got the same problem with so-and-so. These people are crazy. Now I'm in her mix. And she's like, oh, wow. Now there's a camaraderie there. There's a build there. There's a trust there. Now she's been over backwards to help me. She's been over backwards. She even broke the rules. I didn't have my glasses that day. I was renewing my license. I couldn't see the bottom 2 lines on the thing. So instead of making me come back and making me wait another hour and a half, she let me go. Because I made that connection with her. And I was able to make that connection with her because I watched her. I was paying attention to the person that I'm about to deal with. You understand? People are people. I didn't have to hear anything. It's kind of like turning the TV off and watching a movie with no sound. You still, after a while, will figure out what's going on just by mannerisms, right? Just by the body language and, and inflections and the looks on their face. You'll be like, okay, something, what I'm saying? You'll figure out, you'll feel what's going on. It's the same thing. I didn't even not hear a word between her and that lady, but I knew what was going on. And the reason why I was able to do that is because I was being observative, and I understand the rule is people are people. It doesn't change. There's another guy going through the same thing right now in the UPS office. He's got the back on the truck. There's some asshole riding him. He's going through the same motions right now. There's another brother right now in corporate America. He's going through the same motions. Another sister at a government job somewhere. She's going through the same motions. And you'll see the same thing. We're all human beings. We're people. People are people. I know we're individuals and we got different vices and all that kind of stuff, but we're people. All right. If you understand these 3 things, you understand now the power dynamics, the social power dynamics between human beings. And if you understand social power dynamics between human beings, then you shouldn't have any problems. You should expect shit if you're mature enough. See, only a kid expects everything to be a dream, to just work the way they want it to work, be how they want it to be. That's not reality. There's going to be curveballs. There's going to be change-ups. So when you at that plate, you got to expect anything. And you got to be able to hit whatever is being thrown at you out the park. But that takes what? Discipline. That takes discipline. This is just another picture. People are people, right? You see what I'm saying? These are things you can apply every day in life if you really think about it when you're dealing with the world. Because that's what you're dealing with, even with your family. All relationships are the same. All relationships are the same. I don't care if it's family members, co-workers, girlfriend, all relationships are the same. The same reason you'll fall out with a family member is the same reason you'll fall out with a girlfriend or a boyfriend. The same reason you'll fall out with a co-worker. All right? All relationships are the same. They give and take. People want things. People like you 1 minute, they don't. It's just how the world is. And you got to expect it. And don't take it personal. When I fall out on people or people don't like me no more, They were cool with me last week. They're not cool with me this week. I just move on. I appreciate the time we were cool. Moving on. I expect it because people are people. I expect people to be people. People are flaky. People are flimsy. People are test tasting. They test tasting people. They test driving other people, out. And then, and it felt like there was going to be real cool with you. It felt like it was going to be a real relationship. It felt like you had a real friend on the job. Nah, nigga. No. People are people. Always remember that. If you remember those things, right. You have discipline.
JSHINE?
Yo, what's up, boss?
Yeah, for some reason I'm having really bad difficulties, but I think I addressed now. I'm using my phone now to further notice. Let's continue, man. I'm sorry, apologize.
That's right. No problem, boss. I went ahead and kept it going. But I'm gonna just
I was listening in the background. That's why I had to decide to go use this phone now. And I normally don't like doing streams on phones, but let's continue. Let's not discourage. I'm here now, so yeah.
Yeah. So what I was just saying is that life is already complicated. So you have to simplify it, and that's what I do. I simplify life so I don't have any drawbacks. The reason why I don't deal with pain the same way some people do is because I expect it. I expect pain. That people are going to let you down. They're going to disappoint you. So yeah. I get the best out of that relationship that I can get. That's why most of my relationships are business anyway. I rather have business relationships and professional relationships, and then we can build off there. If we happen to have a lot more in common and we really, really get along, then time will tell. You feel me? And that's really what your real gauge is. The only thing that can really tell you what works and what doesn't work for you in life is time. If this person really down for you, give it time. But disappointment, nigga, that train's never late. And how you handle it is what really matters. And actually, that reveals the real power dynamics. I've even been surprised. I thought I was the ace. I thought I was the A side in some relationships, or I shouldn't say some, maybe a relationship or two in my life. Well, I thought I was the A side, but when it ended, I missed that person more than they missed me. And I realized, damn, the power dynamics in a relationship wasn't what I thought it was. You know what I mean? It's kind of like any relationship, right? The person that really runs that relationship is the one who doesn't put the most into it. Is always the one that wants the relationship the most instead of disadvantage. You feel me? Now, I didn't even know I wanted a relationship that much with these two people until it was over, right? So sometimes time will reveal all things, man. But there's no guarantees in life. So you gotta have a starting point. You gotta have a square, and you gotta stand on it, and then let the chips fall where they may. So anyway, that's my little spill on as far as power dynamics, man. People are people. Always maintain discipline, and remember, people do what they can get away with. And if you remember those three things, then you will be a master in your surroundings. All right, because you won't ever be caught off guard. And if you're smart, you're prepared for certain things. When you see certain things or certain people being a certain way, you're prepared for it. You're prepared for it. Like I knew this day was coming. I knew this moment was coming. Maybe there was something in a relationship you needed. It was a work relationship and you needed information from that person. You needed hookups. You needed to get to somebody they knew, or you needed some know-how, whatever it is. Well, fine. Fuck it. You use them for that and then you move on. That's just the way it goes. Now, how you go about that may differ. Some people are assholes. Some people are mean. I'm not a mean person. I can be an asshole, though. I can be. It just depends on what it's for, because I'm out here competing. I'm a savage. I told you. I will step on your ass in a minute. I'm not a backstabbing person. I'm talking about we out here competing and you in my way and we're competitors. I got to do you in. There's no harm, no foul. It's like a basketball game or a football game. We'll shake afterwards. If you don't want to shake my hand, then fuck you. I don't care. But I'm going to win. You know what I mean? That's just how life is. We're here to compete, and if I want certain properties or if I want certain grade or a certain position in a job, then we got to do what we got to do. We got to compete, and that's just life, what I'm saying? But while you engage in all that, if you maintain your discipline, understand people are people, you're going to win. you're gonna win. You're not gonna lose. And so that's all I got to say on that for now. You got any questions for me, Chaos?
Well, a lot of people were very active in the chat room. Some have questions now, and for some reason the internet now is back on. But before I go to I'm gonna jump back in. Make sure you guys like the stream. If y'all want to share it, please share it. And I know some people come read some of the comments because I think you have questions in the comments. So we can go through their chat and see what comments they have. So let me do this. All right. Hold on. Let me remove this. How do we remove this? Hold on.
Yeah, you got two devices going.
Yeah, I know.
All right, check 1 2.
Okay. Yeah, okay, I'm back. I'll use one device to figure out come on the phone. Let me see what they have to say in the chat room. The questions.
Oh shit, Black Messiah's up in here. What's up, boss? I ain't seen him in a while.
Let's see. Let me see if I can read the chat room from here. Can I pull here? No, I can't pull up here. It's a phone. Let me see if I could jump off of this. Try and figure out how to see.
You know what? Let me talk about that real quick. I like that. I don't know if that's a question, but I had a conversation with one of my partners about this before, and we were talking about different cultures and constructs, right? Like for instance, white supremacy is a construct, right? But the reason why I'm at where I'm at with people are people and maintaining discipline and people getting away, doing what they can get away with, is because no matter what the constructs are, that's the same math. No matter what religion they're in, I don't care if this is Saudi Arabia or if it's Italy, it's the same dynamics. You know what I mean? People within whatever construct they're in, they're going to operate still as human beings. You feel me? There's going to be backbiting. There's going to be betrayal. There's going to be usury. You know what I mean? There's going to be bullying. There's going to be evil. There's going to be good. It's going to be the same thing no matter what the same human aspects are going to exist no matter what the constructs are, no matter what, culture you're in. It doesn't matter. It's universal. And that's why I'm so happy that when I was growing up in Brooklyn and I would get in trouble and I couldn't leave the yard, for those of us who grew up, little brownstones, those little yards, they're little as hell. But when you like 5, 6 years old, them yards feel like they big as hell. But anyway, I was just sitting in the yard and I couldn't go out the yard because I was in trouble. And I would just watch people. I remember exactly yesterday. It was a couple next door, Ming and what was that lady's name? Oh, and they used to argue all the time. And I remember telling myself at 7 years old, that's never going to be me. And you know what I peeped at 7 years old? That the only reason they're together is because they need each other. They were using each other. You know what I'm saying? She had the wick going. He had disability. They couldn't afford Brooklyn without each other. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's fucked up. And I'm seeing this in grown people. And I'm telling myself at 7 years old, that will never be me.
Mm-hmm.
Never. Fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Nope. Because I was just watching, and I gained a skill by being on punishment when I had no choice, and I couldn't go out and play stickball or kickball with the rest of the kids. I learned, how to watch, and I would sit there because I didn't want to go in the house. The house was hot as hell. My grandma, we didn't have no AC and shit. It'd be hot as hell in the summertime. Summertime in New York is hot, humid. So you go outside, man. You sit under a tree, and I would just watch people, man. And I learned how to watch people, and I can tell what's going on with people from across the room. And I want people to just try that. When you go to your next function, when you're around people, find a corner, get you something to drink and just watch people.
Just observe.
Just observe, exactly. And watching. And I bet you'll start figuring out who's who before you even talk to them.
Mm-hmm.
I guarantee you will.
Yeah. So let's look at some of the questions people ask. I'm going up. I know that the chat actually was very active for some reason, which is good. Let's see where we're going to start off with. Scrolling up from the beginning. I'm gonna work my way down. Let's look. All right. I see some notes. I'm gonna go down. I see Kid 100. So we're gonna start with Black Messiah. I'm just going straight up down. Okay. Now, Jay Shine has channel for one Miss Lamb book off. Yes, he does. But as you know, Jay Shine is a very busy man. I might put it in the description.
Content again. Yeah, I'm gonna start doing content again soon.
Okay.
But
Okay.
I've been really busy. But you know, I got a lot on my mind, and this traveling shit has really gave me time to think too. So I got actually a different approach to my channel this time, and I got a lot I want to talk about and just get off my head, get off my chest, and just share. And then whoever comes across it, and you know, they can play with it in their head, and if it helps them, it helps them. If it doesn't, you know, chew the meat, spit out the bones.
And this person wrote, "How you groom to be a man by a woman?" That's what Black Messiah wrote.
Easy. That's a woman's job. See, the problem is that men teach men how to be men, but men are groomed by women. You understand me? When you have women who in a right femininity and take their position as women seriously, and they're raising the children up right. Because all right, let me back up for a second. Let's just get some logistics out the way.
Okay.
In a traditional time, women would be at home and men would be out at work, right?
Yes.
All day. So men will be working from sun up to sundown. Who you think the children's with all day? The women. You know what I'm saying? So until a kid gets to a certain age where they're strong enough and big enough to work, they spent all their time with the women. When Roots did a reboot, I feel like 10 years ago, they did a reboot. And this time, instead of, you know, they showed the Africans in Africa, and they were showing the Musa warriors. And when the kids were young, they were with the women, you know, and running and playing. And then they get to a certain age and start hitting puberty. The men took them away from the women. And they didn't bring them back until they were warriors, men. Either they were warriors or a man of skill, you know, some type of trade. Because you had a purpose in the village. You had to have a purpose in the village, or you're no good to the village. But young men are raised by women. That suit you see me in is the women dress me like that as a child. So the reason why I'm not running around here with my pants off my ass is because I was groomed by Lucy and them to dress like a man, to be about business. Those women told me I was handsome and fix my tie and tie your shoes, boy. See, bitching at a kid all day is a woman's energy. A man is not supposed to be doing that. A man is not supposed to be bitching at children all day. Jimmy, get down. Get over here, boy. Girl, what? That's a woman's energy. That's what women, that's her domain, the home. Grabbing those children by the neck. Making them sit up straight. Making them answer the phone properly. What the fuck is the man supposed to do? Everything? No. Women in a proper order, women in a proper position and on a job will groom men. Because that's their protection. It's part of their job. It's kind of like, niggas gonna laugh when I say this.
Okay.
Remember Thundercats? And before Lionel could be king, he had to go through a trial and he had to combat all the other Thundercats.
Yeah, that was during the middle of the season. I never watched that. I wish I could go back and find the actual reruns of that and watch from the beginning up to the
all of it's forgery. All of it's forgery. Now your environment has a part to play in this too. Why? Because if you from a boy from Alabama, you're gonna be a country boy, and your terrain is going to dictate some of your wily skills, right? Your ability to jump across a log on a river and all that. A city boy ain't gonna know nothing about that. But a country boy ain't gonna know how to jump over a fucking fence like I do neither. You understand me? He ain't gonna know how to avoid trouble at the corner. You know what I mean? It's a different environment. So the streets also, you know, tempers your environment, tempers a human being as well. But in that home, if we was in a traditional patriarchal system, women would have the job to help to also groom those children. Now, what a woman can't do is teach a man how to be a man. You understand me?
Bingo.
But she could teach you how to eat right, how to dress, how to talk, how to sit up straight, how to count your money, send you to the store, make sure you come back with the right train. You goddamn right women can groom men, responsible men, because that's what boys grow into. Men, just like they can groom responsible women. But that's a whole different thing, because women, they come with a different thing. Women's anatomy. I'm raising a girl. I can groom my daughter as a parent, as her only parent, to be a responsible female, but I can't teach her how to be a woman. That's something she's going to have to learn from other women, and she's going to have to learn through trial and error as well. And it's no different for men. So that's how a woman can groom men. The old women back in the day used to pull out that goddamn switch on your ass. Oh yeah, they were grooming men.
Oh yeah.
When you couldn't come to your house, you know what I mean, chased by no one boy. Like I told you, my grandmother closed the door in my face.
Bringing trouble. She didn't want that shit.
No, you can't be no punk. We not raising no punks in here. The problem is that we got so accustomed to these ancient chicks that we got out here now who don't know how to do nothing. They don't know how to raise kids anymore. Because the truth of the matter is when our group got broken, what happened as a result of that is a lot of teenage pregnancy, and you had children raising children. And that's what really broke us. You understand?
Yep.
So we got to get back to grooming, and us men, we got to groom the women so they can groom the children. That's our job as men. My job is to make sure that any woman that's with me wants for nothing. She's good to go. She has security. She has a peace of mind, so she can be full out concentrate on her kids in the home. She can't do that if you're struggling. She gotta go out here and work a 10-hour shift. How's she gonna be any good? A real, strong mother that can groom your children correctly. And you wonder why she got wonder why her stomach is all big and she looking crazy, because her cortisone levels are high. This society has been flipped upside down, and it's showed to women like, yeah, come out here, you don't need a man, get a job, et cetera, et cetera. And now look where we are. The kids are half crazy. Kids out here 12, 13 years old having porn style sex. Ain't nobody home. Yeah. Everybody's at work. When my daughter was in not military school, when she was in elementary school, and I remember picking her from the bus stop, and they used to get home later than the middle school kids and the high school kids. So when I'm at the bus stop waiting for my daughter's bus to come, I would see all of these teenage kids just running from house to house, all of other people's houses.
Wow.
Doing God knows what. Why? Because the parents are gone. Your kids are at home by themselves after school. And now I could just imagine they at home in your house blasting WAP. Your little daughter home blasting WAP while she's sucking dick like a pro, and she's only 14. That's what's happening right now. How is that going to turn to what you see on the screen? How is that going to groom this? You see what I'm saying? We're going to have to change things. And I'm not looking to women to lead us. And I tell the brothers that all the time. They don't want to hear that, but that's the way it goes. We are the vanguard. We're the men. We're the leaders. We got to get our head out of our ass and do the best we can to change the dynamics, change the situation of our group. Because at the end of the day, going back to power, this is how it's all connected, family. We're going to tie this all up. Going back to power. See, power is a group. Power and wealth is a group phenomenon. There's no powerful man that's powerful by himself. They're all tied to some group. And if we don't get our group together, then we're not going to ever really have any real power as a group or as individuals. It's all connected, family. So we're going to have to make some adjustments as men. That's just the way it goes. We're going to have to make some adjustments and then do what needs to be done. And the long and the short of it is we can't change it overnight. We're going to have to raise the generations we want. We're going to have to build the future we want. We can't snap our fingers. We can't just keep arguing and bickering with each other. The women, again, people do what they get away with. Right now, she can do what she want to do. You can't do nothing about it. You can't do nothing about it, nigga. You can't do nothing about it. If she wants to go to the club tonight and fuck one fucking nigga and go out tomorrow night and fuck another nigga and then go out next week and fuck another, there's nothing you can do about it. There's no shame in our community. There's nothing to stop that from happening. But you know you can weigh in on your family, your sons, your daughters. You can weigh in there, and I'll meet you. I'm with you. I'll support you halfway. I'm old school. If I catch a kid fucking up, I'll fuck him up for you. We can take it back to that, but we have to agree on that as parents. That's an environment that we have to create as men and as women. And that's what's going to create a powerful future. Disciplined kids who have more of a focus and more drive in life. They want more in life than just being on the Instagram and fucking and sucking each other. All they do is sit around all day and talk about who's fucking and sucking who, whether it's famous people or somebody in their school. That is low level thinking. See, that's where we are. And a lot of sisters, not to bash on the women, but a lot of sisters, all y'all do is sit around and watch gossip shit too. That's why shows like, what's that shit? Atlanta Housewives and and Love and Hip Hop, all that shit so popular because motherfuckers just want to sit around. And even on in YouTube, motherfuckers is arguing with each other and having beefs. Everybody's in the chat room. Everybody's talking. Y'all are addicted to destructive, nonsensical shit. Now, if you fill in your head with that and that's all you're about, how are you going to produce the children or even have the discipline to be the example you need to be for the children that you produce or yet you around? And that's what we got going on out here. See, my daughter, she watched me, and I know she's watching me. So she watches her dad work. She watches her dad handle business. She watches her dad put work and family and responsibility before anything else. She's watching me live that. I didn't just tell her that, yell it at her, do as I say, not as I do. No, that's bullshit. You got to live this. You got to be the example you want your kids to be. That's the only way they have a chance. And that's how we're going to change the power dynamics as a people. All right. So remember, power and wealth is a group phenomenon. You can't have it without practicing group economics. And you can't have it without having a code of conduct amongst your own group. So we have to change. We have to make some changes, fellas. We have to, because I'm tired of going around the world and seeing broke men have more control over their group than we do. I'm talking about poor men. I make more than the average German, man. I've been in places in Europe where I never seen white people this poor. But they have a code of conduct. But they have a code of conduct that we don't have. Mm-hmm. And that's a choice. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, for instance, I'll give you one example. Chaos, if you get married, I can't fuck your wife, dog. You know what I mean? That's my code of conduct. Yeah. I'm not gonna fuck another man's wife. Even I don't care for how bad she is. And then if you're a red pillar and you can't understand where I'm coming from, look at it like this. Don't help her fuck him over. How about that? You know what I mean? Niggas don't look at it that way. You know what I mean? They don't look at it that way. It's not about disrespecting another man or being weak, and because that's just, it feels good. They're like, yeah, I knock your girl. That's an ego thing. But at the end of the day, what you're really doing is helping a woman disrespect her man. You're participating in that. You don't mean nothing to her. You don't mean nothing to her. You want to be a good time for her for about 2 to 10 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And then she get to go back and, disrespect, her husband and disrespect her family. So that's why on so many levels, I would never sleep with another man's wife. Mm-hmm. I won't sleep with your wife. It's the same place she could be. She might be bad as hell. I might say, God damn. I might say, damn it. You know what I mean? But I'm not going to hit it. Mm-hmm. I'm not participating in that. That's my code of conduct. Now imagine if we multiplied that by 10 million, and the men were on that hardcore. The women
This
that
community
women,
would be very different for just
yeah,
that alone, just that code of conduct, and that's just a start.
it knocks out a lot of playing. You know, we know women out here playing around a lot. We know they run the streets, they doing what they want to do, but they gotta have help doing that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? There's participation in that. And if it's just then if the future guy type dudes are where they go, then let them go.
Mm-hmm.
He's not the majority of the group. If he wasn't a rap star, he'd just be the future of his hood. You understand me? With a bunch of baby mamas, and then let them be with him.
Mm-hmm.
Punish him. That's ultimately how power works, right?
Yep.
You have the ability to punish and reward.
Mm-hmm.
And you reward certain women with that are right, and then you punish the ones who are not.
Yeah.
Same thing with men. You punish the men who are in pocket. You punish the men who are out of pocket. I mean, reward the men who are in pocket, and you punish the men who are out of pocket. That's how power works. So, that's going to take a code of conduct, chaos,
Mm-hmm.
and that's how we get to power, man. It starts with us. We got to start developing between black men a code of conduct,
Mm-hmm.
and stop worrying about what women think. And I damn sure don't give a damn what white people think.
Mm-hmm.
We are descendants, of slaves. No one's been through our people. No one's been through what our people's been through, and we still here. And we the flyest motherfuckers on the planet. I've been all over Europe for the last month, dog. Our culture right now during festival season is on 10 out here. It's just on full display. From Nile Rodgers to Chic to Alicia Keys to her to George Benson to Herbie Hancock. Just even Diana Ross got busy when I saw her in the UK a few weeks ago. Our culture is just on Robbie Glasper. I saw him a couple weeks ago. I mean, just watch sea of white people just bowing down to our greats, bowing down to our culture. Completely enthralled with our culture. It's the most supreme culture on the planet. You're not going to go to Europe and they're going to have concerts of traditional Japanese bands, all right?
Mm-hmm.
Or traditional Chinese bands. Their music, you see what I'm saying? We the motherfuckers on the planet. And we this ragtag group that came out of America. They went through one of the foulest situations in human history. And we're going to have to get our minds right and figure out how to get out of how to come out of that better than we are now. Because we do have a ill culture. We have a dope culture. We fall, okay. Like my man Don McClurkin said, you fall, you get up. Get yourself back up. You decide where it goes from here. Mm-hmm. Be powerful. That's what I did with my bloodline. My father ain't shit. My mother wasn't that much better. But I made a decision that's over. At least for this branch of the family tree, that's over. And if the rest of the tree withers away and it's too weak, then this branch will fall to the floor and we'll start a new family tree. You understand me?
Mm-hmm.
That's how it goes. I want my bloodline that's going to be around, the remnants of my sperm that's going to exist when I'm gone. My great-grandchildren, I want them to be strong. And I want them to have a piece of my mentality. You know what I mean? I want them to take it to. That's the only redeeming quality of Donald Trump. He's a piece of shit, but the one redeeming quality about Donald Trump is look at his children. Look how they follow him.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I respect that. That's legacy. His grandfather was a criminal. His grandfather ran brothels and got kicked out of 2 countries. And you know what I mean? Then his son, Trump's father, took that money and bought up real estate. And it was real cheap in New York. Became a real estate tycoon, passed to his son. His son made a name, a brand. You know what I mean? See what I'm saying? They've been taking it to the next level.
And it didn't take much generations either. Have you noticed that? Just changing
attitude. Just an attitude. It's just an attitude. That's all it is. You're looking at an attitude, emotion. Now he's a crazy ass cracker, but I'm not going to deny, progression when I see it. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
For his bloodline, because I knew when you do the homework and you find out how poor his grandfather was and who he was and the piece of work, the piece of shit he was, then you see where his people's at, and then you see his kids, you know, and they keeping on the family business, and they out here making millions of dollars, and you know, and they know how to act. And same thing when I watched Ivana's interview. She was proud. She's really responsible for those kids too. See, Donald Trump has 2 sons, and she takes credit for raising those boys.
Mm-hmm.
Trump wasn't around like that. So to go back to Black Messiah's question, there you go. You come around as a father every now and then, and you take these boys that's been groomed and raised by the mother, and you take them out. You take them out hunting. You give them you sit them on that boat. You take them fishing. You give them philosophy. That's your job as a father.
Life skills,
yeah. And life skills. You know, you do all that hard stuff. You take them in the garage. You teach them how to fix shit. But as far as your job is not to make them sit up at the table straight. We need each other. The woman and the man have positions. Mm-hmm. They have jobs to do. And my grandmother, for her part, and I'm a grandma's boy. I love my grandmother. She was hard on me, but I understand why now, and that's why I love her even more. My grandmother was hard as hell on me. She used to put me on punishment. She used to make me do all the work around the house. Yeah, I mean, my grandma wasn't nice to me like that, but I revere her because of her consistency. Because even though because of the shit she did, she had to be there for that. You know what I'm saying? She couldn't run the streets while she was chastising me. She couldn't run the streets while she was training me, and you know what I'm saying, and the clean shit up in the house and fix stuff. She couldn't run the streets when she was punishing me. She had to be there. Mm-hmm. I gotta respect that. You goddamn right. I'm gonna toot her horn. I'm gonna toot her horn to the day I die.
Yep.
You know, and then my grandfather chilling in the cut with his fedora on, cool as shit, chewing on his cigars. Would sit back and he'd give me all the game. He would give me philosophy. Mm-hmm. He would tell me all his war story. He was a Korean War vet. Mm-hmm. He would talk to me about his childhood. My grandmother would too. This is what men and women can do together when they're raising up children. They can raise JSHINEs. And I'm not even talking about all my life. We're talking about for a few years. We're only talking about for like 4 or 5 years of my childhood, man. But it felt like forever. 4 or 5 years of my toddler years, elementary school years. Up in that hot ass house, getting raised, getting groomed to be a man, to be a patriarch. See, that's old custom. If you look at any old custom, even the Europeans picked it up. The matriarch of the family will crown the king, right? The king will get crowned by the nobles and by the authority of the nobles, the authority of the other men in power, right? They will agree that this is the king. They will coronate. It's called a coronation. And in that coronation, whoever the queen mother is will turn around and place the crown on the head of the king. It's a give and take. Going back to that root situation, when that child came back as a Musa warrior, he came back to his own hut. His mother will prepare his hut. And now that he's a man, his mother went from whooping his ass and she bowed to her son. Because now he has a job and a responsibility to that village that she has to respect, even though that's his mother. This is the yin and the yang of things. We are out of whack right now. We are so out of whack right now. We don't know what a woman's real job is anymore.
Hey, let's go deeper, JSHINE. Some of the politicians that be on TV said, what's a woman? I don't know what it is. That tells you how far our society is going to go straight to the...
Yeah, it's ridiculous. And women don't even defend their womanhood.
So where do you think a society is going when a woman doesn't know what a woman is?
It's going to go wherever we let it go. What I mean is, if we don't do something about this shit, I'm talking about black men, because obviously the white boys are too weak to do it. If black men, if we don't step up and do something,
you might have to repeat that sentence. You might have to repeat that sentence a lot.
The white boys are too weak to do anything about it. They're some of the biggest simps and incels on the fucking planet. All right? I've been around these dudes for the last 20-something years. I know them. All right? They're not all like that. Trust me. What they do have is organization and power. That is not transferring to them being the most suitable male or a strong male. No, they just organized, and they have one of the strongest codes in human history. That code of white supremacy and white nationalism. It's a code, and they live by that shit. My point is, if we don't step in and do something about this, it's going to keep deteriorating. That's why I push back against certain individuals who want to tell you to sit back and go for the ride and all that stupid talk. Oh, your so-called master teachers. No, nigga. You got to do something about this.
BGS. Oops.
You got to do something about this. I'm not going to tell you to go run around the world with your cock in your hand to deal with lesser women because they're poorer than you. That's exploitation. I'm going to tell you to do something about this as a man.
So you say save myself? So you saying save myself when I do it? I can't go out and save myself
by saving your future. You save your boys. You go out here and you mentor, you lead, you get involved, you be present. And I ain't talking about being nice. I'm talking about being men. Who the fuck else is supposed to do it? These are crazy conversations that I can't entertain. I've had other influences in my life besides my grandparents. I left home when I was 17. Never been back. I've been almost 17. Never been back. And I ran into other men, and I was, because I was observative and I was able to learn and able to shut the fuck up when I needed to. I was able to learn from other people. And I would watch other men and how they operated. And I started to build my own leadership style based on what worked and what didn't work. I don't need to touch a hot stove to know it's hot. You did it. I'm cool. You got to be smart. We have to lead in this moment. Basically, what you're telling me is because you want to go to DR, that I'm going to let these motherfuckers sit in front of another black boy in a skirt. That's what you're telling me you're going to let happen? You're going to let this Cro-Magnon troglodyte bearded man in a dress sit and teach you and read a book to your child, to another black boy. That's what you're going to allow to happen. And the question I have for you is how you any different than Ratchet Keisha. Ratchet Keisha don't care about the community. All she cares about is playing her pussy. All she cares about is her next thrill. How are you any different? We got to be men of action, men of our time. Start uniting. Start creating small clubs of men. Start figuring out what you can do where you are. Nobody's Superman. Pick up a child or two. Any man out here who can mentor one or two boys and push them into manhood and get them off the streets and get them into a better life, and you've altered their trajectory. You helped their bloodline. You helped what was going south go north. You've done your job, brother, and I applaud you. To all my coaches, all my mentors, all my black male teachers, I salute you. Y'all the real niggas to me. Y'all the real men to me. Not a selfish bastard that want to go have thrills and then complain about how society is. What kind of man is that? Mm-hmm. How you want to complain about society and you ain't doing nothing about it? Meanwhile, these fucking incel Cro-Magnon troglodytes are running up in the Capitol over a lie.
Mm-hmm. Which was proven that evident that someone let them in. So it was,
they're going to go to jail for what they believe in. They're going to kill for what they believe in. They want to succeed right now. There's something called what's it called, man? The Redoubt. I want y'all to look this up. It's called the Redoubt. In the Northwest, there's a group of people who've cornered off parts of Iowa, Montana right now, and I think Wyoming. And they call this area the Redoubt. They're not playing, man. They will surround the Capitol in Texas in a minute. The secessionists. Talk about succeeding. Men with guns. And I'm not saying you got to be these crazy bastards, but I'm saying you got to be some kind of man. You got to be some kind of male. You got to have some level of militancy in you. Because I can go to third world countries, motherfuckers can't even talk. They ain't got no teeth in their mouth, and they got more common sense than you niggas.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't gonna disrespect their culture. You're not gonna disrespect their people. Afghan men hate their women. They throw acid in the bitch face in a minute. But you guess what? Chaos. Me and you can't touch them.
Yep.
I'm just saying, man. Like, what? You gotta have territory as a man. That's how you got. That's how you get and maintain respect.
Mm-hmm.
No one respects a grifter, a sellout,
Mm-hmm.
a turncoat.
Yep.
You Sherm would bend over, dance with me, boy, entertain me. You a boy to them.
Mm-hmm.
Be a man. I'm a proud American Negro. You understand me?
Yep.
My chest all the way out, and I'll knock your fucking teeth out your mouth, and you will see it in my eyes.
Mm-hmm.
I represent my culture and where I come from, and the men I come from, and the shit we've been through, and the women I come from. You goddamn right. I'm not no gender banger. I represent the women I come from too. You goddamn right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry you came from nothing but whores and sluts. That ain't my fucking problem. I didn't come from that. And guess what? If I did, then change your bloodline, brother. Make sure that your daughters and your nieces and your granddaughters are not whores and sluts. You see what I'm saying? There's no excuse for this. There's nowhere to run to. There's nowhere to go. There's no country that's going to take in 1 million you niggas. There's no country that's going to take in 100,000 black men. You got nowhere to go. White supremacy is global. So you might as well stop wasting your life and do something with it. Make a change. Make a difference. At least change your bloodline. At minimum, do that. If you don't care about the community or the community, whatever you want to call it, at least change your family bloodline. Change the course of your family. Make sure the people come behind you got some sense.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure they know how to dress and how to carry themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where our real power is at, our people. Because power is a group, power and wealth is a group phenomenon. No matter how good and what I do in my life, Chaos, I don't have any power without you or Black Messiah or any other brothers in the chat room. If we're not conjoined and we don't have each other, we have no power. We have no say. We do out here doing business, right? And you get into it with another group of men who are doing business. They are a group. You're gonna run into a Chinese man. He got a group of Chinese men gonna have his back. You run into a Jewish man, he's gonna have a bunch of Jewish men having his back. So how the fuck you gonna dominate in business for real, without your men?
You're alone in an environment where wolves are around circling you, right?
Yeah, you can be successful as you want, but it can be taken from you just like that. Damon John is a beautiful brother who got a lot of skills, right? Mm-hmm. But if he doesn't have a network of men supporting him, he is cannon fodder. He can fall tomorrow. Ask Bill Cosby. They're gonna civil lawsuit that motherfucker till he dead. Because he got no community.
I'm surprised he doesn't really have another network of black men to vouch and protect him, but he doesn't. Have you noticed? You notice with the lawsuit he had, that was over almost 50 years ago, or maybe 34 years ago, and he had to pay up almost $1 million of that.
Man, all those people he put through college, Chaos.
Mm-hmm.
All those people, all those black people he put through college, and he had no community support. That to me tells me everything I need to know. See, I'm not arrogant. I have a greater man complex. Can I explain to you what that is real quick, Chaos?
Please, yes. Go ahead. I'm listening. Go ahead, please.
My grandmother told me a long time ago, yep, I'm bringing my grandma up again. She told me, baby, you think you big and bad, there's always somebody better. Mm-hmm. Right? So now I'll translate that to a greater man complex. There's always a greater man than me. There's a man out there with more money than me, taller than me, look better than me, got a bigger dick than me. There's always a better man than me out there. Right? Mm-hmm. So when I see potential men who are greater than me, the Michael Jordans of the world, the Bill Cosbys of the world, these are greater men. Mm-hmm. And I see what they're going through. I'm humble, my nigga. I'm humble. When I see millionaires, brothers going through the bullshit with women, I don't feel too bad anymore. You know what I mean? Sometimes we go through shit with women. They're like, yeah, you ain't shit, nigga, and you ain't making this, you ain't making that, and I got a better dude and all that. You know what I mean? They try to sometimes they make you feel low. But guess what? That nigga's going through it too. You know what I'm saying? He's going through it too. Kevin Garnett was going through it too. All right?
Mm-hmm.
Kenny Smith was going through it too. All right?
Mm-hmm.
Better men go through it. So that tells me that I'm not the problem. You feel me? I'm not the problem, and I'm definitely not super nigga. You see what I'm saying? It cuts both ways. I'm not the problem, and I'm definitely not somebody who cannot get got. You feel me? I can't. You know what I'm saying? I can get got too. I can go through it too. They going through it. I can go through it. You would think that they have so much more and they so much better looking and so much more popular and so much more famous, and you know what I mean? And they still going through it because it goes back to what we were talking about at the beginning of this conversation, how the women are getting down. You understand? Kevin Garnett's wife was going to leave him. The kids get around 12, 13, 14 years old. She's gone. Same thing with Kenny Smith's wife. She's gone. Most football players are divorced within 6 years of leaving the NFL. She's gone. Like
you mean all sports? It takes like less than a decade, like minimum over 6.
It's easy. All I do is marry you, take your genetics, have potentially athlete kids, put them through the best schools. Now I'm still 35 to 40 years old, and I could take millions of dollars and go fuck who I want. I'm out.
Mm-hmm. I see the same playbook.
Deuces, nigga. You know what I mean? That's how it goes. It's business. She handling hers. Our sisters learned the best. They learned it from Becky. Becky, like niggas running around here talking about, getting with white women. Nigga, if you can't handle Keisha, you can't handle Becky.
And a lot of them can't, bro. So imagine, and here's one thing. They'll allow Becky to run them over because they never had no actual relationship skills. They have not been dealing with, and this is my thing, JSHINE. And I see Mr. Masai. Can you please wave in the back so I know it's you before I let you up?
Oh, you came up?
This is my thing. And I've seen ladies talk about this, but I've been saying this constantly. The one thing out of everything in your development as a young man becoming a man, one thing is evident you should understand grips now. You must learn to deal with and overcome rejection.
I have to. Yeah, you have to.
And a lot of them that they say not the incels, so wherever case they want to label themselves, is the issue with a lot of men is they're not even willing to try. Even one do try, argue, the other elder concrete that you talked about earlier, that this dude is all they want to be not only monk mode, but he's waiting for the artificial wombs so he doesn't deal with no woman. I'm thinking this is how our society has gone. We are beyond antisocial at this point. A young 20-some-year-old dude doesn't want to even deal with, interact with the opposite sex. Say, I don't want hell with it. I rather is hope they prepare these things, the genetics, the machines, and I'm good. No, you're not good. You're a weirdo.
Yeah.
But continue.
Now, you saw that video that came out recently, right? Of that young man telling his girl that he met online on a first date, well, you can walk home because she didn't want to go home with him. Dude, in my day, I was a bad motherfucker, but it don't work like that, bro. You know what I mean? But that speaks to the antisocial stuff that's going on, where even our young men don't even know how to converse with women. They're hearing shit on the internet and thinking that's how it goes. And then imagine what that's doing to that young woman. She's gonna run to a Cynthia G channel and be lost forever. You know what I mean? She'll run to a Cynthia channel and be lost forever. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's right. These motherfuckers ain't shit. The girl ain't 18, 19 years old. Talking about how men ain't shit. They ain't been through nothing. So we got a lot of incel and femcel shit going on, right?
Yeah.
But the truth of the matter is because the kids don't talk to each other like that. Everything with them is online and text, and that changed the game. I come from a time where we didn't even have cell phones. When I was coming up as a teenager, we didn't have cell phones. The most technical tight shit we had was, a color beeper, but a beeper with a color screen. That was like the shit. Like, oh, whoa, or a sky pager. Like, oh, nigga, you got a sky pager. You know what I mean? Like, that was it for us. And then then you had to get on the phone and talk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, you know what I'm saying? You couldn't send a dick pic, nigga. You had to, you know.
I find that weird, bro. When I heard about when the women say that dudes are saying dick pics, usually when the first thing come on mind, I thought that's like some Eurocentric shit, white boy shit.
Yeah.
It's because it's like an ego thing. But to find that brothers are sending dick pics to random chicks, I said this and I'll say this again. Does it get you any closer to the pussy doing it? No. Why you still do it?
I'll tell you what though. Let's give them the benefit of the doubt. Let's say you was having, conversations on the phone or, with the chick and she wanted to see it. You know what I'm saying? But even that to me is not the same as before, as when you had to really create a fantasy in her head. You had to talk to women. You understand me?
Yep.
Remember, I don't know, Kaz, you remember, I don't know how old you are, but there was a time when we used to do like voicemail, right? You call your phone, and it'd be a voicemail, and we'll record the voicemail, and we have like slow music playing in the background. Hey, yo, this is JSHINE. I'm not here right now. You know what I mean?
We had to set the mood right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we try to set the mood because you know what I'm saying. So when you call and she like, oh shit, and he got my giant on the back. You know what I mean? That's what we was trying to pull on, right? So everything was creating a fantasy, and then you had to talk to her. You had to get in her ear, and you had to kick that what we call the Willy Bobo.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now motherfuckers is like, yeah, I got a big dick. Here's my dick pic. Can we fuck now? I don't, that's not, But if that's how y'all get down, so be it. I just don't know how you're gonna have and maintain families without knowing how to get along, without knowing how to converse with each other, not know how to talk to each other. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how, you're gonna be able to do that as a man. You're gonna have to learn to go out here and talk to women, and vice versa, sisters. You have to learn to talk to your dudes. Get out these echo chambers. You know what I mean? Stop letting these other females work you up. You ain't date at all, men. Stop it. You don't know all men. So just knock it off. There's too much bullshit going on, and the truth of the matter is, you right, Chaos. Everybody's afraid of rejection. It's a control problem. You know what I mean? Because rejection's out of your control, right? Yeah. What a woman's gonna say to you is out of your control, just like what a man's gonna say to you is out of your control, sister. You know what I mean? So, and everybody's trying to control the action. Let it fall where it may, man. Just go out on night and have a 1 out of 10 policy. I'm gonna talk to 10 females, and one of them going home, one of them going. If that's that's a positive mentality, attitude, and you go out there and guess what? Your number might be 4 or 5 out of 10 that night. You might have got 4 or 5 numbers that night. You feel me? Mm-hmm. And just figure out who you are, man. The opposite sex is a mirror. Mm-hmm. You start feeling who you are. It's the same thing for women. She's just as nervous as you are sometimes. That bitchy attitude is nervousness. It's a shield. You gotta learn how to gently, politely take that shield off her fucking hand and put it down and get to kicking that Willy Bobo. It's a science. I ain't gonna lie, but it takes practice. And there's nothing wrong. You got nothing to lose. If you sitting at home right now scratching your balls, brother, you ain't got nothing to lose. You had nothing tonight. You started the night with 0-0. So you might as well go out and talk to 10 of them and see what happens. See how your conversation flows. Go have some fun. It's fun, actually. It's not a bad thing. And they turn this shit into something else. I like talking to the opposite sex. It's fun. How you doing, sweetheart? Oh, word? How you doing? That's my daughter. I was a chatty patty at the Jazz Fest. She just rolling her eyes. Another one in my face. Just talking in real life. I feel sorry for brothers who can't do that. You missing out.
Yeah, I feel sorry too. I mean, I'm a person that I haven't really gone out much like that, but I understand the argument a lot of dudes, and I get it. And it always goes to what environment you're going to, fellas. If you're going to an environment where it's too loud of music, it's hard for you to really have a conversation. You gotta be in a place that's a little bit more controlled to put yourself out there personally. Yeah. My thing is this: that like any man, any young man, because we old JSHINE, we're up there in age, that you're going to have to interact with the world. You have to be sociable. That's one thing Mr. Samus did tell a lot of people before he left this earth a couple months ago, that life is about people and you have to be able to socialize. You're not going to get around that. You be fooling yourself if you think you're just gonna be in the what do you call it, the Internet of Things, and even go as far as the metaverse of things and think you're safe. No, you guys still interact with the human being. You're a social being. So get in the habit of being sociable.
Yeah, exactly.
Networks can't be created if you're not sociable.
Right. You can't maintain business relationships neither.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how y'all gonna maintain. Everything is gonna be on a whim. You know, you're gonna just be fired and have contracts terminated on a whim. Like, damn, no one talked to you because everybody's gonna be damn near robots. If we keep it up at this pace, nah, you gotta build relationships, man. I'll be back in America for 2 weeks in November. My first stop is going to be back where my return rights are, where my job is. My position is still being held in DC. So guess what I'm gonna do while I'm in DC? Go to lunch with big wigs, go to lunch with movers and shakers, reestablish myself because my tour is coming to the end soon. I gotta come home. So now it's time to go back and do what? Network.
Networking. Okay,
get back in people's faces, man. There's a rhyme and reason. When I get back to DC, I'm going to lunch with this person, hang out with this person. Some of them white, some of them black. You know what I mean? But it's time to. It's just like out of sight, out of mind. No, I'm back now. Yeah, I just saw JJ. JJ, yeah, great guy. I just saw him. I just had lunch with him, man. He's having a good time. Give him a good story, make him feel good. You gotta know how to work people, man. People are your greatest assets. You gotta build and maintain relationships. That's the only way you're gonna be successful in life. It gives you multiple lanes. Just in case the one you're in doesn't work, you can hop into another one. You feel me? And that only comes through people. Don't be coming a time. Everything is just numbers and paperwork. Like you are just a name on a piece of paper. No, man, you're a person. You're so and so. All the rich people in the world, that the movers and shakers you right now, are social people. They have a persona, right? Whether it's Elon Musk or Sean Diddy Combs, or you see what I'm saying? These are people who have personas, and they deal with people, and that keeps them in the mix. It keeps the deals coming. People want to get next to them. People want to work with them. People want to know them. Be that guy. I'm not saying you gotta be flamboyant or nothing like that. I'm just saying, even at your small level, you can keep the circle small. Like what's that guy that owns Square? Jay-Z's friend. The guy that owns Twitter. Square Inc. He owns like Cash App. Oh my God, I forgot his name.
I don't remember his name either.
Oh my God, man. It might come to me in a minute. But his white guy, he's kind of he stays to himself, but he's always out. But he's out and quiet. He's just in the cut. You know what I mean? He's a hybrid. He likes to be in the cut, but he don't want to be alone. You feel me? He don't want to be home because he could just stay in his mansion or his dope ass condo, with walls that rotate and shit. You know what I mean? He can do that. Probably have people come to his house and hang out, but he doesn't want to do that. He wants to go out in the mix, but he doesn't want to be the flashy one in front. Let Diddy do that. That's his personality, right? He's just being the zenith of his own personality, which is laid back in the cut. And now he run around here with Taylor Rooks, one of the baddest sisters in the business. What's his goddamn name, man?
I don't really know his name, to be honest with you. I make one look him up now.
I'll look him up real quick, man. But my point is, I'm saying that you got to get out here, and no matter what level of social you are, you don't have to be on 10. You could be on 1, but just get out and be social. You know what I'm saying? Just do it at your level. If your level is 1, do it at 1. If your level is 10, do it at 10. Just know that 10 gives you a lot of attention. You gotta know how to deal with that and take what comes with it. But get the fuck off the internet, please. Me and my daughter was on the road for a whole weekend, man. I hardly touched the internet. The only time I touched my phone was to get directions or to record some shit. I basically had a camera with a GPS and a camera. That's all I needed that weekend. I didn't need to talk to nobody. I was having a good time with real people, So you got to get out here. Don't be afraid, man.
Let me bring one person up here, see if he has any questions. Black Messiah, you there?
All right, what's up, bro?
What up, Black Messiah?
What's going on? All right, who's the person?
You have questions for JSHINE?
JSHINE?
Yes.
Hey, man, that's the best I've heard it since I got online, bro.
Oh,
Swear
I
to God,
appreciate you,
man.
brother.
I usually give smoke to people, man, because I got this stuff, these plans and stuff, and I'll be trying to present it to people online and running into brothers like, like he was talking about BGS, just running into this old guard type of shit. But
Yeah.
I usually get online, try to bring forth some intellectual conversation, try to get people to think out the box, especially when it comes to problem solving and developing. And you always come into this block. Non-believers, oh, we can't do that, or trying to turn it into some type of beat. I'm trying to tell you for real, I don't know how to express it without sounding like I'm jocking a nigga, but man, I'm telling you, I appreciate you, brother. You gave me a new faith. They
Nah,
be
you know
all
what?
out here. You
You
gave
know
me
what? I'm
new
gonna tell you
faith.
right now. I'm gonna tell you right this, because there's nothing wrong with us, commending each other. I thank you too, brother. I appreciate you. You know what I mean? I don't care. I ain't jocking nothing. I appreciate you, my brother.
I just wanted to be clear because a lot of people would say, oh, the Black Messiah is confrontation. We come online and it whoop-de-whoop. Nah, I be arguing with them niggas on that bullshit. You can't argue with a brother speaking like what you saying, bro. Holding himself like how you hold yourself. That's what I look for. Motherfuckers, if I keep running into brothers who conduct themselves like, man, we can make some moves. But I ain't finding them, bro. It's the first time I heard a brother get down like you.
That's what's up, man. Well,
So
I
I
hope
appreciate it.
I promise you, I live the shit I talk. Unlike other niggas. I promise you that shit. Cause I think me and you, I think I already feel it. Just talking to you right now, that we probably feel the same way when it comes to this
Absolutely.
shit. There's a lot of fucking false niggas out in this space.
Everything resonating. That's why I was like, man, what's the name? Like, where can I connect when everything get in place? Because I heard you doing your business and you out and you traveling and stuff. But hey, man, I would love to talk to you about some things, bro.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna start firing my channel up probably next few weeks. I know I keep telling people that, man, but
Yeah.
I kind of bit off more than I can chew. I created a travel itinerary for the summer, and it got way more intense than it looked like on paper. When it came down
What
to doing the logistics and shit, I didn't have time to be online.
what is it that you are? What is it that you doing?
Well, I have a full-time job. I also have a side business. I'm a landlord of I own properties and stuff. But then because of COVID, right? I'm in Europe
Okay.
for 2 years. A lot of things were shut down, so I'm making it for lost time.
Right.
So I just been gone. You know what I'm saying? And
No doubt.
and on paper, like, yeah, I'll do this, and then in between, I'll get online and do my regular shit. Ain't nothing regular about this itinerary.
I feel you.
You know what I mean?
feel you.
It got overwhelming. So,
I feel you.
but I'm only like 45% through. I got so much more to do. Starting April 15th, I'll be back at it again. Concerts, trips. You know what I mean? So I'm just traveling, brother, trying to get it in, spend as much time with my daughter before she rolls out. She's going into the military.
Okay.
And so I'm just trying to spend as much time with her as we can, go out and do things with her. So I just been focused on my life, instead of being online.
All right. So just to figure it out, because it's always something. Now your attitude, your demeanor, the way you presenting the information, everything is correct. But when you talk about like power, black power, it seems like I only hear you giving advice about participation in the system that exists as it exists. Do you
Right.
believe that it's a different conversation to talk about power in general than talking about black power, talking about what actually black people need to do in today's real world in order to gain power? Because we in a whole situation of our own.
Right.
Like
I
black
think.
power, for instance, and this is the last thing I'm gonna say on this.
No, you got it, bro.
Just to give you an example. Black power for black people, and if you really consider our situation and what needs to be done, it is not powerful for us to just be out here getting jobs, paying our rent, paying our car notes. You know what I'm saying? We might be taking care of our families, but in the end, we take all this money that we working hard and getting these businesses, nothing gets built to actually sustain our people in the future. We don't establish no real structure like you was talking about with legacy and stuff. So how can black power or a power dynamic conversation be centered on people just participating and going along with society as it is?
I agree. I agree. All right, so we'll take it there. I wish we had more brothers who think like me and you, because I think we understand that we got to come together instead of run from each other. Most black people don't want to be around each other. Let's just keep it 1,000. If I was to sit here and say, for instance, I've said this on other spaces. Chaos can tell you. I've had battles with conservatives and other brothers in the space. We've had, debates and all kinds of stuff. And I've told brothers, a lot of y'all gonna have to leave California. You have to move together. You have to move to where your people are so you can create a political base. You're gonna have to buy towns, create towns, do certain things to create a political base. They don't want to hear that because that means I gotta live next to you, Mr. Black Messiah. I don't want to live next to no black person. I want to complain about you, Black Messiah, but I don't want to live near you. You understand me?
Exactly.
And that's what's going on with a lot of black people. They really don't want to be around each other. So they get some money, they gone.
Your side, you said it's because they don't, and I value your perspective. You said your side, they don't want to live around black people. My side, I feel that it's real easy to just kind of go along with the system as it is because everything's facilitated, everything's ready for you. Mm-hmm. But when you start talking to brothers like me who were talking about, hey, we might need to go into the wilderness. We might need to kind of lower our standards for a little bit in order to get back on the right track. It's like the Titanic. If you're on a Titanic, you know what I'm saying? We got to get off this motherfucker. Right. And when we first get off this motherfucker, when we first abandon the ship, no, it's not going to be as gravy as it was while we was up in Egypt. In the wilderness, in this little in-between time, it's not going to be gravy. But that's the very reason that we can't match other nations of people because we don't have the experience of pulling ourselves up in a bootstrap. We don't have the experience of building our own communities, building our own townships, building our own cities, establishing our own constitutions and governments, structuring ourselves, processing procedures that enable us to, despite our differences, to work together towards a common goal. We don't know how to do that for ourselves. That's the problem.
No, brother, I agree with you, and then I disagree with you. I'm going to tell you why I disagree with you. We do know how. We just know how to do it for white daddy.
True.
You feel me?
Yes, sir.
We know how to be.
Wait. JSHINE, that went in my ear. That I think it didn't stick on the right side of my ear. Where the information? Can you repeat that one more time? Because
I said we know how to do a lot of shit. We just do it for white daddy. We know how to be cops. We know how to be firemen. We got black carpenters. We got black engineers. We got black IT people. But they don't work with each other. They work for somebody else. So we got the skill. We just don't have the mentality, Black Messiah. Niggas don't think they can be in power. That's what I meant but earlier when I talked about the inferiority complex. When I turn on C-SPAN, right, and I see the Senate, and I know my people has been here 500 years, and that Senate is still 90%, 98% white, my blood boils. We don't think we belong there. We don't think we belong at the table of power. Now, let me give you the way I look at society as a whole, because I understand how it's all interconnected internationally, especially in what I do for a living. The way my mind works is simple. I plug into the matrix every day, handle my business, and I unplug from that shit. You understand me? And I wish I was coming back to a Nebuchadnezzar full of black men. You know what I'm saying? Because I think you feel the same way I feel, Black Messiah. When we get back to our fortress of solitude, it's just us. It's just me. It's just you and your fortress, and me and mine. We don't have that connection with other black men, say that other Asian men have with other Asian men, that Chinese men have with other Chinese men, or Indian men have with other Indian men. They don't have, or Hispanic men have with other Hispanic men. We're not working with each other. The whole world is a matrix. The whole world, the system is what it is. And then furthermore, when it comes to the American matrix, that society and this economy was built on the backs of our people. So we need to become operational, quiet as kept, making moves, moving in silence, handling business. But we got to have a higher purpose, and that higher purpose starts at home, right? My daughter is inundated with her history. She knows the name of my grandmother. She knows my grandmother's name. How many kids know their grandmother's name? They're not being rooted and grounded in anything. They're not being grounded and rooted in their bloodline, their history. You know what I mean? Their family history. We got to go out here and obtain something greater than ourselves, and understanding that wealth and power is a group phenomenon, so we need each other. So take care of your bloodline first, and then go out here and start looking for like-minded people. And that's the only advice I can give, brothers, because I don't have all the answers. Because I know how a lot of brothers really don't want to do anything. They just don't. They're afraid of these crackers. They don't see themselves in power. I do. I'm not afraid of these bastards. I like Farrakhan. I want to expose them all. I'm not afraid of these bastards. They just men. They bleed just like me. They just men.
Let me say this.
It's like that scene from Rocky IV. He's just a man. Remember he first cut Drago the first time, and he really started believing in himself. And we got to start believing in ourselves. We have the most fluid credit system in the world in America. We need to be taking advantage of it. I came from nothing. I came from Bushwick, Brooklyn, eating potted meat, salt pork, wearing my brother's, sharing clothes with my brothers. I don't come from wealth. And look how I'm living, because I'm not scared. I go out and handle my business. I'm a professional black man, and I come to the square the same way as a professional Sikh does, as a professional Indian man does, and I go back to my fortress of solitude. But I only give a fuck about my people, just like they do. See, I work with Indian men. They cool. We work with each other. Might even go to lunch. But I'm not delusional that Indian man don't give a fuck about me. I know what he cares about. He cares about his people. He takes his salary. He brings it to his business. I work with a Vietnamese kid, a cat named Tony Nguyen. He lived in Columbia, Maryland. He would drive all the way from Columbia, Maryland, and through D.C. to Fairfax, to Seven Corners, where they had little Laos, little Cambodia, and little Vietnam. He would relentlessly and religiously only spend money and eat with his people. I know it works. I know how to make this shit work. But the question is, I have for you, Black Messiah, maybe you can inform me. How the fuck do we get black men to believe in themselves again?
That's exactly the type of question I be wanting to speak on, because like it's almost like two sides of the coin. And a lot of people have that general perception, but yet you have it in a good way. But at the same time, when I hear you, it's like when I hear people speaking that way, they identify a lot of problems. Every one of those problems is a project.
Right.
I can't just say black people ain't doing this. If you a prince, if you a king, if you a ruler, you rule people. It is your field. You're supposed to be your education. Is what is you supposed to have been groomed up to know how to do, is to rule people. A ruler doesn't look at the people he is supposed to rule. A manager doesn't look down at the people he's supposed to manage and complain that the business ain't successful because they ain't doing this or they ain't doing that. If they ain't doing this or they ain't doing that, it's because you ain't doing what you're supposed to do, because you're their ruler. You're their manager. You're supposed to come up with the protocols. You're supposed to come up with the strategies. You're supposed to come up with the tactics. You're supposed to put together these campaigns in order to go out into the people and win over their favor and turn them around and stuff. You're supposed to be studying marketing, management, studying human behavior, studying psychology, and you're supposed to be understanding whatever it enables you to deal with these human beings and get them to do what you want to. In order to follow your rules so that you can accomplish these objectives that you have set out that you believe is in the best interest of the people as a whole. You're supposed to be able to do that. You're not supposed to be sitting back complaining that they're not doing what's right. And ain't nobody out here telling them to do what's right. There's nothing in black people's culture and day-to-day life. We have nothing significant in our lives that's really telling us, showing us, and helping us, as far as taking care of ourselves and getting independent and getting freedom and being self-sufficient. Nobody's really showing us that. Everybody only shows us how to further integrate into the society.
I disagree, Black Side. We got you.
But I can, like I said, what I've learned is you have to connect, because I thought I did all the work, so much of the development work by myself. I realized I'm strong on one area, I'm weak on another. I'm not political. Once I get around motherfuckers
I would tell you this though.
And bullshit, I go.
But I would tell you this though, with the internet, we just gotta amplify the voices like yours and mine. You see what I'm saying? Over the bullshit. We gotta turn. We gotta change. There's a time.
Build a structure for
I know, but here's the thing. Think about it. Think about all the gospel girl shit you see going on in the so-called manosphere, right? The shit niggas talk about all day. There was a time when black men sat around talking about building businesses all day and having shit all day, poor black men in dirt roads in the South talking about owning this, and I'm gonna have my own carriage company, and I'm gonna have my own bus company. And there was black men who started car companies. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
We just got to make that shit fly again.
But what we lack is going back in the history books and going back and studying real civilizations because of our particular situation coming out of slavery, as you say. We as a people lack a lot of understanding about things that other people find commonplace. Like, we as a black people don't realize that we have never been in a situation where we look around and our doctors are black, our lawyers are black. Like, we've never been in that situation. We don't even know.
We did. We had it in segregation. We did.
Well, look, I was born in '82, and the generation that's causing us the problem that we're dealing with are the generation now. It's the generation. We didn't.
No, I'm not arguing with you, brother. I'm saying that.
No, I get it.
I'm saying all I'm saying is that it existed before. That's all I'm saying. And right. And if it existed before, then we can do it again. And I'm telling you right now, me and you on the same page. We got the same energy.
No doubt.
Right? You know, I look at how we are right now, and a lot of these motherfuckers want to run for the hills. No, nigga, we the men of now.
It's the top, bro. And I can't say a lot of things because people get egotistical. Like, I'm a real soldier about this, especially like, you know, when it comes to developing and building and actually doing shit. I'm in a technical field. I hear problems all day. If I don't get paid unless I come up with solutions. So when I apply that thought and that mindset to this community and actually caring and wanting to help, I hear a lot of problems. I don't see anybody initiating no projects. There's a lot of shit that can be handled real easily. Don't even take money. It just takes motherfuckers knowing how to organize information, hold meetings, have a minutes, keep track of minutes, write down objectives and goals so that every time you come together and talk, you're building. The next time we come together and talk, we're not arguing and trying to figure out the same old shit. Last discussion, we talked about that. We came to this conclusion. Now we're moving forth and we're building on. That's building. When you come into the sphere right now, it's like this gladiator dome of debating. Everybody's just fighting to get their chance to talk, run their mouth, give their opinion. Don't even give a fuck if what they saying is actually, you know, constructive or actually, you know, positive or beneficial to the people. They just want to like a place to come and dump off your emotions.
Yeah, you know, I call it trauma bonding. Yeah, I call it trauma bonding. These niggas just trauma bonding on men.
Yeah. It's weird. It's weird. Like, I ain't never came around some brothers and start talking this type of talk, which you think would be the man, you think they would gravitate, but they want to keep knocking you off, and either they want to play semantics and they want to try to trip you up on your words. Oh, what you mean this word or that? Man, you know what I'm saying. Like, quit trying to fuck up the combo, play that game. You know what I'm saying. Or,
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Oh, we can't do that. How we go? They tried that back in the day. Oh, we can't do that. It's always it. And I'm like, I'm starting to get to a point where I came in peaceful. But now if you check me online, I'm going off on motherfuckers because, look, to me, it's not a game. To me, motherfuckers are in the way. There's a percentage of us who are awake now. Right. You know, the elites are starting to come to the forth. People are starting to come forth. And this new generation can't get to the front because of the old guard. These hoe ass niggas. You know? And I come to bring a sword. I come to separate this shit, the real from the fake. Like you can't sit around. If you got a child and you say you got a problem, your child is starving. Ain't no motherfucking way. If you really care about that child, 2, 3, 4, 5 days later, you still sitting around complaining about your child starving. If you really gave a fuck, you really be trying to do something about it. Niggas been complaining about the same shit since I got online in 2013, saying the same shit, same points, same argument. I don't see no plan on the table.
Right.
Let me ask you a question.
Let me ask you a question. Black Messiah, do you think there's been about, would you say there's about 50,000 black men in the manosphere collectively?
Man, like, it's gotta be. It's gotta be.
All right, so if we agree on that, so I'm asking my follow-up question. I'm asking you a follow-up question. Do you think, because you know you've been around as long as I have, so I've been around since 2012, and I've been in this space since like 2015. But let's just cut it down to 6 years. Could you imagine 50,000 Chinese men coming to the same place in 6 years and producing not one company?
Not at all, man.
How about 60,000? How about 50,000 Arab men?
I don't believe anybody would allow themselves to get away with that shit, bro. I think we're the only ones. That's why I know it's mental illness. I believe we're the only ones that are doing it because a lot of us don't even see we doing it. I want to say it's really like other people try to say, they want to say it's something wrong with black men or whoop, 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 whoop. I think we're not acknowledging that we went through a hellish ordeal and it changed our culture.
Yeah.
Real rulers and leaders and kings, they control their domain through the culture. It's culture that controls society. So we have to change the perspective. We have to change the talking points. We have to change the whole way that we come together. It's like somebody has to go and build a new environment. That's the new ship, and start to get people to jump off the Titanic, the old ship, the old way, and come over it. If you build it, they'll come. But see, everybody likes to dream and wish. Oh man, if black people would do this. Oh man, if black women would do this. Well, you got to build a space where that's the rules. In the beginning, that's not their natural behavior, but you program them. You build a space where that's the rules. And then after they conduct themselves according to that code and mode of conduct over a period of time, it becomes their habitual and regular behavior. But you have to know that it's your responsibility to set that shit up.
Right. You know what's funny, Black Messiah? If niggas, if half these motherfuckers woke up tomorrow with real power, they'll give it back. I'm convinced
they don't want that responsibility.
Exactly. That's what I'm convinced of. They're completely content with being on the modern plantation.
I'm in complete agreement with that. Like that is not even something I'm just saying that that's saying something that's like scientifically I came to that conclusion.
Yeah.
I'm looking for all the alternatives. Niggas pussy out here, bro. They really don't want their responsibility. They don't got baby. It's real easy out here. I don't know what it is.
But when it comes to each other though, niggas ready to bang. Niggas ready to bang when it comes to you and me, Messiah. You know what I'm saying? They're ready to disrespect. They're ready to go in. But when it comes to dealing with these crackers and these other groups of men, nothing. You know what I mean? And I tell you right now, I'm telling you, because of what we went through, and the only people that have been through what we've been through for hundreds of years, and how this ordeal is set up, the situation we've been in, is created an inferiority complex. Because if you took the dustiest motherfucker on the planet, you took the poorest man on the planet, and you put him in this situation, you're gonna want more power, and then want more power. Then you gonna want his cousins over here, Hispanics.
And there you go.
There you go. Kind of party are fighting for money for people who are not even fucking citizens. Yeah. They got no shame.
The point you just made right there. Okay.
Now, Black Messiah.
Yes, sir.
I must close this down now. I'm past the certain mark now. But thank you for coming up. You got to come a little early. Well, you were here a little earlier, so at times I open
That's
up.
That's all good, man. Like I said, I'm about to time out on even doing this shit and go ahead and launch my shit. But at the same time, I heard the brother speaking. I had to give him his due credit.
No, that's good. That's good. I expect a crowd. I was expecting how much people were going to listen, but nonetheless, everybody came in, a few women and maybe a few men listened, so they're receiving the message. But like I said, catch me on next stream. All right, Black Messiah?
No doubt.
All right, Black Messiah. Be good, brother.
Now, JSHINE, any closing remarks for everybody?
Not much, man. I think we said a lot tonight, man. And just, if anything I told you tonight, man, make sure you remember power is a group. Power and wealth is a group phenomenon. You can't alpha your way through this shit. You can't thug your way through it. Even if you become a successful man by yourself, you can't protect yourself without your group. Period. It's plantation politics as usual. All right. That's just the way the world is. The world's like that. All right. There's cliques inside white America where they got to defend each other from each other. This is the way the world is, man. This is a fool fight. It's constant. It's never a time to let your guard down. This is what it means to be a man. To be a man is to be militant, to be combative. And you could be like me. You could be cool about it. But I'm always on point, brother. This is a war. Every room I step in, I know I'm an American Negro. You understand me? I am clear on that. I don't give a fuck. We skinning and grinning, is laughing and parling. I know I'm always got an eye on this motherfucker. You understand me? Because I'm prepared. I'm ready for war. I understand the situation that we are in as a people. And you have to be a man about that. You can't be a silly bitch. You understand me? You got to live this life, with some goddamn integrity and some smart. So with that being said, business is life. Life is business. My brothers, please handle yours. All right. And y'all take care of yourself. And I will see you on the next stream, Chaos. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Before you go, I'm bringing you down. Talk to you a few minutes. Is that
Okay.
cool?
That's
All
cool.
right. This is
Matter
Jay
of fact,
Shine.
just call me on Discord, Chaos.
I'll call
So
you. Right. All right.
yeah, so I can move around. Yeah.
All right. Cool. All right. Thank you. And for all those that was tuning into today's stream, thank you. I appreciate it. I very much appreciate it. Yes. So I hope this was well worth your while to those that will catch this and catch the playback. One thing is evident. These ladies are getting their power one way or the other in this modern era we're in, fellas. What about yours? Or what about us as men? Now, mind you, I talk about women when needed. And sometimes I might talk about you brothers or men when needed. I'm not moving the Libra scale on this one. I'll try to keep it as balanced as I seem fit. But nonetheless, this was very much needed. I hope this was informative and you got some out of this. But like always, you know the drill. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit the red button, the top notification bell for uploads and live streams here on the Chaos Rain channel. Also, I want y'all to follow me on Twitter at Chaos Rain 7. Add me as a friend on Facebook, Eric Rain on Facebook. And please join the Discord servers. As you know, I'm trying to build Discord as it needs to be. And I think that's all the links that I had to leave out. But like I said, the Discord is in the About section. I know I'm going to pin it in chat room, but that takes a lot more work. You know the drill, guys. Y'all know the drill, but you know where to find me. But, you know, hope and look forward to hear from y'all in the comment section of this one. I will be reading. And that is pretty much it, people. Like always, you know where to find me. Let's see. Where is my thing? Oh, yeah. And like always, Chaos Rain!